Welcome to your class. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at ratios, rates, and proportions. Okay, so this is the first part. We are going to be doing the basics. Okay, so the learning objectives of this lesson is by the end of it, you should be able to understand and define ratios, rates, and proportions. Okay, so you're going to be able to give their differences, their similarities. Okay, then the other thing is you're going to be able to simplify ratios and express them in their simplest form. Okay, you are given a very complex ratio, you have to express them in their simplest form. Okay, then the next thing is you are going to be solving real life problems involving simple ratios. Okay, so we're going to be doing that in this lecture. Then the next thing is we're going to be able to convert ratios to fractions. Okay, you are given a ratio, you can convert it to fraction, or you are given a fraction, you are going to be able to convert it back to a ratio. Okay, so this is going to be our basic objectives, okay, in these ratios, rates, and proportions one. Let's start by learning what is a ratio. Okay, so its definition is a ratio compares two or more quantities of the same kind. Okay, so let's say you're given two quantities, you can compare them and you use two at the middle. Okay, so let's say you're given, let's say in this case, let's say people, you're given three girls and two boys. So you can say the ratio of girls to boys was 3:2. Okay, so this is a ratio. Okay, so let's say you are adding, you are making something. Let's say it requires 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of sugar, then 3 cups of flour. Okay, I don't know the recipes, but let's say it requires this. Okay, so in this case, you are going to say the ratio of sugar to flour is going to be 1:3. Okay, so this is what it does. Okay, so it's going to be comparing the same kind. They are the same kind, right? You can see this, all these are human beings. Okay, so this is the ratio. It's a ratio that compares two or more quantities of the same kind. Okay, let's go on the, let's say you have three. Okay, so you are given, let's say you are given fruits, you're given fruits, and you can know that whenever you have two apples, you are going to see one orange and you're going to see three pineapples. Okay, so these are fruits. Okay, they are different. Let's say these are apples, oranges, and pineapples. Okay, so you can say that the ratio of apples, oranges, and pineapples was 2:1:3. Okay, so you can see these all they are fruits. Okay, they are same kind. Okay, so but we are comparing it using ratios. Okay, this is the simple definition of ratios. Now we know what are ratios, and now let's go on and see how do we simplify ratios. Now, to simplify ratios, let's say you're given a ratio. The only rule is you have to divide both terms by a highest common factor. Okay, I said both here. I assume that the ratio has two terms. If there is three terms, you just have to divide all the terms by the highest common factor. Okay, I believe that we have learned how to find the highest common factor. Okay, so now let's do an example. Let's say you are given a ratio which is 4:8 to 12. Okay, you are being asked to simplify it. Okay, so how do we do that? Now you have to find the highest common factor of these three. Okay, I believe you should know how to find the HCF of this. Okay, so the easy thing is here we have our HCF is 4 in this case. You will know how to find it. You just follow the steps. Okay, now in 4. So now you have to divide each term by the highest common factor. In this case, it's 4. Okay, so this means that our answer becomes 4 by 4 it becomes 1, and 8 by 4 it becomes 2, then 12 by 4 it becomes 3. Okay, so now we have successfully simplified our ratio. Okay, it's easy as that. You just have to find the HCF, the highest common factor, then divide the both steps. Okay, let's go to another example. 72 as to 90. Okay, in this case we just have to find factors. Okay, 72 as to 90. Okay, here what we do is we find the highest common factor. Okay, in this case we have highest common factor is 18. Okay, but if you know, if you don't know, you can just find the list and the list until you get there. Okay, let's do this in many steps. Okay, let's say here you've suggested to start with 9. Okay, so in this case it's 9 here, and here is 9. Okay, so this means that it's going to give 9 into 72. It's going to be 8, then S2, 9 into 90 is going to be 10. Okay, now you can see this one, it hasn't been simplified yet. Okay, so now you can go on again and find another HCF, which is 2 in this case, then 2. This gives us our answer as to 4, as to 5. Okay, so this is how we simplify it. Okay, if you haven't used 9 and used 18 here, you should have gone straight here. Okay, as easy as that. Okay, so this is how we do it. Now let's talk about writing ratios in different forms. Okay, so ratios can be written in different forms. Okay, the form I way of written it is we can write the last ratio was 4 is to 5. Okay, this is the first form we can write the ratios, 4 and this 2 dots then 5. Okay, this is the way we write ratios. Okay, the another way of writing ratios is just writing 4 as to 5. Okay, as easy as that. We have written our ratio in this form. Okay, the other thing is can be written as a fraction. Okay, so this 4 over 5. Okay, you can know that it's a ratio. Okay, so these are the three ways we can write a ratio. When you see it's like this, okay, and like this, it means it's a ratio. Now let's go to see what are equivalent ratios. Okay, so you are given a ratio. Let's say in this case you are given a ratio 2 as to 3. Okay, and you are being asked here that this ratio is equivalent to 4 as to something. Okay, so now we have to see, like here you have to make sure that this one is the same. Okay, you have to equalize this ratio. They should be the same. Okay, this is the meaning of equivalent ratios. Okay, so in this case you have to make sure that you multiply or divide both parts by the same number. Okay, here you see that this 2 was multiplied by something to get 4. Okay, so this same something has to be multiplied to 3 to get this number. Okay, in this case let's see, we have 2 to 4, we multiplied by 2, right? This means that we have to multiply again this 3 to get the second number. In this case, we say 2 times 3, we get 6. Okay, so this one becomes our answer. Okay, this is about the equivalent ratio. Okay, so when you are given a chance, let's say you are given a ratio 4 as to 7. Okay, you are being asked to give us any other equivalent ratio. Okay, equivalent to this one, and a ratio which is equivalent. You just have to multiply the both the terms or divide both terms with the same number. Okay, in this case, let's say we choose the smallest number 2, we can multiply with multiplied by 2. 4 multiplied by 2 it becomes 8. 7 multiplied by 2 it becomes 14. Okay, so this means that this ratio is equivalent to this ratio. Okay, this is that. Okay, so this was about equivalent ratios. You just have to multiply or divide both parts by the same number. Now let's do some quick examples so that we can understand better. Okay, the first example is just that simplify the ratio 10 as to 15. Okay, 10 as to 15. 10 is to 15. Okay, so in this case, I said that you have to find the highest common factor of 10 and 15. Okay, you have to know how to do it. Okay, in this case, I'm going to skip that step of finding HCF because I remember I've done it before. Okay, so in this case, let's say 10 is to 15. How do you do it? You find the HCF. Okay, in this case, the HCF is 5. Okay, so it becomes 5. You divide by 5 by both the numbers. Okay, so in this case, you see 10 divided by 5 it becomes 2 as 2. Then 15 divided by 5 it becomes 3. Okay, so you have to put 3. Okay, so this is the simple way of simplifying. Okay, so now the only step you have to learn is to find the HCF of these two numbers. Easiest that. Okay, let's go to the next one. A recipe requires 4 cups of flour and 6 cups of sugar. What is the ratio of flour to sugar? Okay, so as easy as that, you just have to write flour to sugar, flour to sugar. Okay, so let's F to sugar. Okay, as easy as that. Okay, so now you just have to put the numbers. Flour, how many do we have? 4 as 2, 6 cup of sugar, then 6. Okay, so now we just have to simplify this ratio. In this case, we just have to find the highest common factor of 4 and 6. Okay, these are simple steps. Please make sure you learn how to find the HCF because it's very important. Okay, now we have to divide by 2 here, by 2 here. This is our highest common factor, so it becomes 2 as to 3. Okay, this is our ratio in simplest form. Okay, so this is how we do it. We write the ratios. Okay, let's go to the next examples. Example 3 states that express the ratio 3 as to 4 as a fraction. Okay, this is very simple. Okay, very simple. Okay, so you are given a ratio 3 as to 4. Okay, so the first number is going to be the numerator, and the second number is going to be the denominator. As easy as that. Okay, so this means that the ratio 3:4 as a fraction is 3/4. Okay, as easy as that. Okay, so this is the meaning of express the ratio as a fraction. You just have to take the first number as a numerator and the second number as the denominator. Okay, let's go to example 4. Here our question 4 says complete the equivalent ratio. Okay, so we are given a ratio 3:4 is equals to a certain number. This is where we have to fill in s/8. Okay, so what we do is we just have to check which number this 4 was multiplied by to get this 8. Okay, you see that this is the second part and this is the second part. Okay, so we have to check which number which this 4 was multiplied by to get 8, because to get equivalent ratios we have to multiply or divide by the same number, like I said. Okay, so this means that we have to check here 4 was multiplied by 2 to get 8, right? So this means that we have to multiply 3 by the same number to get this number we needed here. Okay, so this means that 4 into 8 is 2. Okay, so we have to say 3 times 2 to get this number. Okay, so in this case 3 times 2 gives us 6. Okay, so your answer becomes 6 as to 8. Okay, so this is the simple way of doing it. Okay, so if you want to learn more, you just have to stay in touch. I will be uploading more on these topics.